Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Tomo-chan is a girl episode number 3 reaction. Alright, the previous episode it was an episode where we got introduced to the one of the other main characters. She is Carol and she is Misaki Senpai, I think that was his name. His distant relative, and it seems like he she likes him, and that is why she did not like Tomo, because she thought Tomo was like trying to go for him. That's why she tried to get back at Tomo by going at June, and so many things, and Misuzu just was having like fun by seeing them interact. And it was like that whole thing. And later on, when she realizes that, oh, Tomo likes June, she realizes that, oh, her fears are there's nothing to fear. So that's why she was again trying to become more friendly with Tomo. And she thought, however, that Tomo won't actually kind of try to be friends with her, because that's how her whole life has been. People always kind of not looking at her or original self, always superficial relationship, that type of thing. She her whole life, her friendship has always been like that. So but Tomo just casually was like, yeah, sure, why not, which she realized how good of a person she is. And so yeah, so now she has become friends with both Tomo and Misuzu. In the end, there was that whole section where Tomo was talking to Jun, and Jun just casually dropped the bomb about how he went out with Misuzu way earlier. And obviously, I knew this because I read the first few chapters of the manga, even though I've forgotten most of the stuff. This was a huge news. That's why it still is in my head. I still remember it. But yeah, let's see this episode, how Tomo reacts and what other shenanigans happen. All right, let us get started. Episode number 3. So yeah, now from this point onwards, the upper portion of the edited video won't be shown, because my channel went through a little bit of a problem with the copyright and everything, and I'm not taking any risk unless and until that strike is gone. So only the subtitles will be shown, the timer will be given, sync the original video to the timer and play it alongside mine. And yeah, that's how it from this point onwards, that's how the reactions will go, unfortunately. I'm not taking any risks. So yeah, just bear with me, up until the strike remains. I'm going to continue like this. Either way, yeah, let us begin. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. She didn't know that. Well, come on, ask him. I love this. This part of the opening is funny. This opening song is really good. Like it's such a nice tune and a song. Okay. Best Bud's secret. Okay. Oh my god. Oh boy. Yeah, well. Oh, middle school. Well, because there's a reason for it. Why she didn't say, which we're going to see. Exactly. Yep. Oh boy, it was so funny. All right. Okay, I don't remember this part though. Okay. Oh my god. She was like, "Yep." Oh my god. Yeah. Next day. Oh my god, what happened? Cycling. Okay. Oh my god. You know, this kind of makes me realize how Tomo is the best person suited for him. Like, what is this? What? Yeah, oh my god, stop. And she's dying. Oh no. Well, nice for dieting, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Did he? Oh no. Imagine. Okay, she must have been pissed. She's like, you're the one who. And now, oh my god. She never had. Oh my god. Yeah, all they went is on cycling. That's it. Huh. Well, unfortunately, she still hasn't done that. Tomo, I'm talking about Tomo. Well, she just slipped out. Yeah. Oh, what? Whoa, whoa, wait. Hit me. Oh my gosh, she's. Yeah. Well, that also means that Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Mrs. No, what was his name? Misaki Senpai. I always forget his name. Yeah, he remembered. Well, yes. Is that how you greet people? The way he chopped him. Yo. Oh boy. No, she didn't know. Ah, that's what happened. Oh boy. Oh, yeah, Carol is also there. So, yo, Mrs. is just. Oh boy. Wait, why is he here? Oh, from when they're coming back. Okay. He's not even looking at him. He's like, nope, I'm not getting involved. Oh boy. He's just moving away. Oh my god. Are they in the same bus? Oh my god. Oh god. Hmm. Oh. Ah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, yeah. Well, but sometimes. Yeah, self-defense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Yo. Yeah, we had a nice time, a great time. Yeah. Start acting. Wow. Great. Ah, yeah. I wonder why. I wonder why. Well, it's fine. At least you're sticking around. Yeah. She's like, oh, you're so good friends. Yep. Yep. That's definitely the vibe we are getting from them. Wait, what? Oh my god. Who is this? Oh, these two. Oh boy. Mifune and Oga, that's their name. Oh boy. Mrs. is here as well. Yeah, well, unfortunate. Hmm. Oh, she's the one who. Okay. I don't think so. All right, then when? Where? Okay, karaoke, clothes. I don't think Jun's gonna go to a karaoke or. Yeah, exactly. Wow. He probably will. Like, just. Here we go. He's like, oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh, Carol's here. No! Why? Oh my god. uh, alright, here we go. Wait, I thought she was going to. Yeah, that is true, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, that is also true. I can see that. Okay. Yeah. Sneaker. Hmm. She has no clue what's happening. Well, it's understandable. Uh, yeah. I wonder what they bought for her. Oh my god. Well, great. Alright, there you go. That's nice. Yeah, okay. Quite casual and. Oh my god, batting center again. Yeah. Damn. She probably can. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay, bowling. Well, as long as as long as you change it in the end, everything will be fine. Well, yeah. Wow. He's like, wait, what? Karaoke? Oh, wait. Oh, I was not expecting that. Okay. All right, I was also surprised. I didn't expect him to just agree like that. Okay. Well, both the angel and devil are saying the same thing. Well, then why did you? Yeah, that's a question. Hmm. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Okay. So she influenced him, kind of. Yeah. Okay. Can she sing wise? Nice. Let's see how she sings. Oh, okay. It's not good nor bad. It's kind of normal. Wait, did he make a video or something? I think he made a video of it. Wow. I knew it. That was not a picture. That was a video she was shooting. Well, as long as they have fun. Oh no, I think Mrs. come here to ask for the video. Oh no. Oh boy. Well, yeah. Okay, that was cute. Wait, is this a different song? Yeah, this is a different song from the previous episode. Okay, that is it. Oh, wait, there's something that. Whoa! Okay, she sings pretty and good. Who is she singing with? Yeah, okay, these two. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Queen of Children's Song. Oh my god. This. Wait, is this a children's song? About a cat scratching someone? Okay, interesting song. All right. Okay. So this was a cute episode. We begin this episode with obviously the bomb. That little information that wait, what was his name? June. Yeah, the little information that June suddenly dropped on Tomo about going out with Misuzu, and Tomo, obviously the first thing that she does is go to Misuzu and does a kabedon, and she's like, "Well, like, well, what's this about? You never told me, and you know that I like him, and you still." And Misuzu's like, "I didn't know at that moment. You never told me." And then she talks about how, like, oh, but obviously Tomo says that, but you could have at least told me, you know and I was like, all right, obviously, like, because I knew this section a little bit, the reason why she went out with him and why she did not tell her. I did remember that, because obviously it was such a short amount of time that there was no need for telling Tomo about it. So that was the situation. So I was like, yeah, I do remember this part, but however, what happened during these 3 days, I did not remember that. So I had forgotten about that part. So I was kind of curious to listen to Misuzu again about what happened. So she actually tells Tomo the reason why she never told him. 3 days, nothing much happened. And she's like, all right, fine, you know what, I'm going to talk about that time and let you know why I never told you anything and what happened. So, okay, now here's the thing. I do wonder why he asked Mrs. Wow at the first place. Because in the flashback, we see. I don't remember this part at all, because I don't remember if they explained why he asked Misudu out at the first place, but I don't remember this at all. So I'm kind of curious. So Tomo in the flashback, not Tomo, sorry, Jun in the flashback, he says to Misuzu that, oh, why don't we go out? You know, he doesn't normally tell her. He just says that, why don't we go out? I think that's what he said. Just a minute, let me read the exact thing he said. Okay, Gundo, Uno, would you maybe try going out with me? Yatte mineka, like, should we try it? Like that type of thing, he said. So obviously Misuzu was like, all right, you know what? Yeah, perfect time to mess with him. That's why she decided to go out with him. And like, I understand why Misuzu decided to go out with him, but I don't understand the reason why um what's his name, June asked her out in the first place, because I don't think there was any kind of, like, he liked her or something like that. That was not the case at all. So I do wonder the reason. Anyways, enough about that. But obviously Misuzu's reasoning is pretty obvious. She literally tells Tomo that even back then a lot of girls liked him for some reason. So I kind of wanted to show him off and wanted to mess with him. There you go. So the funny fact here is, she thought she was going to mess with the situation. However, June just completely, just what can I say, like, took her for a ride, literally. Just every day, like 40 kilometers cycling. And oh my god, and she says, like, this is where everything started. Like, the first outing that we went to is that, yeah, 40 kilometers cycling. June was so happy, just beaming with her, like, like a smile. And while I was cycling 40 kilometers, and when I went to the place where we are supposed to go, the thing that June told me is like, oh, look at this view, how now nice is it is. So yeah, Misuzu was pissed off. So this happened for, like, 2 days continuously. So on the third day, she was like, you know what, enough is enough. I She says, I lost 5 kilograms in 2 days. And this, like, seeing this made me realize that, yeah, obviously Tomo's the only one who could probably keep up with June. And Tomo says the same thing here. Tomo's like, oh, what's the problem with that? Everything seems fine, And Misuzu's like, yeah, everything seems fine. Like, you're the only one who could probably, like, keep up with him. And the funniest part of this is that when Misuzu was like, all right, you know what, I'm going to turn him down. The first thing that June did was like, oh, sorry, Misuzu. I know it sounds weird when I'm the one who asked you out, but I feel like maybe you're not a good match. So yeah. So he's the one who asked her out. He's the one who took her out to 40 kilometers cycling every day for 2 days, obviously. And he's the first one to reject her. What a wild ride. And like, we do know Misuzu's personality. She must have been extremely pissed off at this. Like, she's like, what the hell is this? like what? I should be the one who told you that. You are the one who brought me to cycling, and now you're the one who's rejecting me. Like, that's hilarious. And Mrs. was like, he beat me to it. Oh. And she's like, he put a permanent black mark on my life. Oh my god. I'll never forgive him for it. Okay, now obviously after that, Tomo goes into the crux of the matter. She's like, okay, all that is okay, I understand that. But did something happen? She's like, oh, did you, like, it's going to say, did you kiss or something? And she's like, oh no, nothing of that sort happened. We called each other with our given names, held hands while walking. Nothing major, really. And there you go. And yeah, so after that, there you go, problem solved. So Misuzu goes to Jun and tells him that, oh, you told that, like, I plan to tell her eventually, but and he apologizes for it. But I need to read this part again because Misuzu says something here. It's kind of interesting. She says, anyway, I didn't notice since I was trying my hardest to forget it. But you avoided Tomo for pretty much the entire first year of middle school, didn't you? Okay, middle school, entirety of the first year, avoided Tomo. Okay, so I'll spare you all my questions about why, but the time when you two went back to being best friends happened to be right when you and I broke up. Oh, okay, so she's literally she's insinuating that you broke up with me because Tomo came back. Like, like you started to become friends with her again. Is that what she's telling? Yeah, that's what she's saying. Wait a minute. So she says that he avoided Tomo for 1 year, but these two dated only for 3 days. So what? Why? Oh, it must be something like, yeah, like in the, like, he probably tried to, like, like, I guess, go out with her, and then at the end of the third day, something happened, and she probably started getting along with Tomo again and became friends. And that is why he decided, like, oh, okay, so yeah, I should probably break up because Tomo's here. And I think that's what happened, I guess. Yeah, so it's because Tomo became friends with him that he decided to tell, like, Misuzu that, oh, I don't think this is working out. And that's what happened. If Tomo did not become friends with him again, I think Misuzu would have rejected him first. That's what would have happened. So, as Misuzu said, the black mark on my life. It's because Tomo became friends again with him at that exact moment that he was the one who first rejected her. Not rejected, but dumped her. Like, that's funny. Okay, anyways, so after that, when Jun is going back, Tomo is continuously asking, like, oh, is something happened? Did something happen? And she asks him that, oh, is there anyone else you like currently? And he's like, no, obviously not. And I was thinking that, like he says that there's no one that he likes, which also means that he is not conscious of you in a way. But obviously, like, by this point, we, like, as audiences, obviously not only us, like even Misuzu and Carol realizes that Jun does like Tomo. However, he either doesn't understand it or he understands it and tries to hide it, either of it, which obviously we are not exactly sure of, because we do see him, kind of acting possessively over her. Not only that, like, kind of pouting whenever she, like, always, like, ditches him. And we have seen, like, hints now and then, even in the first episode. So, like I said, it's either he doesn't understand himself, or he understands everything and he deliberately hides it. So either of it, but we still don't know what exactly it is. Anyways, okay. Next, we next day, Misaki senpai comes in, and obviously Tomo is like, wait a minute, this is a guy. And so I now understand why he mistook Misuzu for a girl. Even after Tomo said that, like, this is Misuzu senpai is a guy, why he mistook him for a girl? Because he thought that Tomo goes to a girls' dojo, a girls' karate club. That's what he thought. And that is why he, as soon as he saw Misuzu, he was like, Misaki, sorry, not Misuzu, Misaki, he thought that, oh, this is a girl, because that in his mind it's a girls, like, karate club. So that's why he made a mistake. And now after seeing him face to face, he's like, wait a minute, this is a dude. It's not a girl. And as soon as he realizes that, Jun again starts, like, just giving him that, like, stare. And the first thing he does is just chops his head. And that was funny. Tomo kind of, like, is like, what the hell are you doing? And and again, he, like, when they're handshaking, he again, like, tries intimidating him, and Tomo again beats him up. So yeah, now he asks Tomo, like, what is this? Like, I thought you were in the girls' karate club. And she's like, oh, you didn't know? I'm in the boys' club now. And so what happened here is basically Tomo's dad told him, Jun, about this situation, and told him that, oh, what will you do? Like, you'll still stick with us, won't you? And Jun was like, yeah, I'm always going to stick with you. And he was like, that was the scene that we saw. So he realized now what's going on. And okay. So obviously, like I said, he has this thing where he gets lonely easily, a little bit, whenever Tomo doesn't pay attention to him. So that's exactly what's happening. Tomo's like, oh, today me, Misuzu senpai, and Carol are going out, like, to have a meal, so I won't be able to go back home with you. And June starts pouting, obviously, and she's like, oh, okay, it's okay, June. Like, no, won't worry. Tomorrow I'll definitely go back home with you. While Carol and Mrs. was just looking at it. All right, so Weird coincidence, obviously. In the bus stop, Jun and Misaki Senpai meets. And Jun remembers Tomo told him to smooth things out with him. So he tries to make small talk, like breaking the ice, kind of trying to be friendly with him. And starts asking him question. He's like, "Oh, you go through this bus, don't you?" And and he starts going further and further because obviously he's scared of him. And now Misaki on the bus asks him a few questions, talks about the karate club, and his stare, he's getting always like scared of his stare. But here we see Jun little by little opening up to him, like talks about Tomo and talks about how like when there's a when the battle is bound by rules, he wouldn't be able to defeat Tomo. That is why he's not in the karate club, because he doesn't want to lose to Tomo. But in a normal battle, brawl, brawl out, he's going to win against against Tomo. So that's why what he said. And obviously Misaki gets, you know, okay, Misaki gets a little bit kind of, concerned. He's like, wait a minute, you two actually fight? You punch each other? And he says like, Aizo is a girl. And here's the interesting part here. Like we have been hearing from not hearing, but we've been hearing from Tomo. Like this is what Tomo expresses all the time, that, oh, Jun never looks at me as a girl. And that was the whole thing. And we've also seen the scenes of how Jun acts with her. So obviously like a normal bro, that type of relationship. But here, when Misaki says that, oh, Tomo is also a girl, like why, you shouldn't do that, we can clearly see that Jun acknowledges that. Jun says that, yeah, it's not that I want to hurt Tomo, but she's the problem. She, whenever it's come to a fight, she doesn't hold back. She comes at me for real. So because of that, because of self-defense, I also try to defend myself, and I also go full out. And he says, if I can beat her in a contest of strength, it's only because I'm a guy. And he also says how if it was bound by rules and fixed by like as a sport, I cannot do anything to her. And that is why he says like, I'm still not there. That is why I don't go to the karate club. And he shows how much he respects Tomo, this and that, and how he looks up to her. So here's the thing. It's not that he doesn't look at her as a girl. It's just that the way she acts, he automatically acts back with her like a guy friend. That's what he does. Like he says that whenever we get into a fight, Tomo starts actually beating me up. So obviously, if someone beats me up, I also need to somehow protect myself and hit back. So that's what I do. And it's not that he doesn't look at him as a girl. It's just that Tomo does something that he has to retaliate with in a similar manner. So that's the whole scenario. And obviously, like, here's the thing, like these two have been childhood friends from such a long time. Obviously the whole friendship thing is so, what can I say? They've been friends for so long that it is also kind of difficult, I can realize, to kind of act a little bit different with the other person. And like you're like too comfortable with the other person, and if you're too comfortable with the other person, obviously, especially if it's a guy and a boy, obviously Tomo thinks that he doesn't look at me as a girl. It's not that. It's just that he's too comfortable with her. And that is where all the misunderstanding comes from. If you look at it, Tomo thinks that he doesn't look at me as a girl because he's too comfortable with me. But no, he's too comfortable with you because he has been your friend from your childhood. And that's the whole thing. Him being too comfortable and not treating him like a girl is not because he doesn't see you as a girl, but it's because he has been stuck with you from such a young age that he is too comfortable with you. And that is the thing. And there you go. So that's the whole thing. So I feel like obviously Tomo doesn't realize that, and Tomo, seeing how she's conscious of her feelings, she thinks that June doesn't like her in that way, and that's the whole thing, you know. So there you go. It's nothing. It's not that June doesn't look at him as a girl. It's just that June is too comfortable with her because she is with him from a very, young age, and both of them are like very good friends, are too comfortable with each other. So that's the whole thing, and yeah, it's not bad. It's like, their bond are way stronger than any other people, which is kind of a good thing. And there you go. Like I love, like, this is why I really like this show. It has so many things that goes against what, like, slice of life animes are usually. Like what, like, usually in these type of slice of life animes, the main, characters are just copy paste, like same type of a character, same type of personality, it's nice, obviously I'm not saying that those are bad. Obviously it's nice to see a cute show now and then, but I also want some change sometimes, and I love how in this show that there's an actual character who's like who's like Tomo, like a, like a very boyish, tomboyish type of character, who likes, like this other person who treats him like one of his bros. That is why I really love this, like, like thing. And this is another thing, is like both of them are childhood friends if you think about it. Usually in animes, like, childhood friends always lose. There's this running gag, running joke about, oh, childhood friend, she'll lose. And I remember that is also why there's like a, there's an anime called this is like, the childhood friend always wins or something, like, that type of anime. I remember, I haven't watched it though. There's like a joke about that, it's like a running gagging in anime, childhood friends never win. So that is also why, like, since these two are childhood friends, I like the fact that, like, these two are the main characters, because usually that never happens, and there you go. And that is why I love shows whenever any type of show has a different type of character personality who's the main character. For example, Sundere, Kudere, like, a tomboyish type of character like Tomo, like, I love whenever animes mix this up all the time, having the same dere dere character, the dere dere character who are always just happy, like, smiling and very kind, same thing, I those are nice, but obviously I like it when they mix it up, and that is why I love, like, like these type of other character archetypes like Sundere, Kudre, like, tomboyish type of characters. I don't like Yandres though. I really don't like Yandres, you know like the Yandras are not for me. However, all the other character archetypes, I really love them, and that is exactly the reason why, because they are so rare in anime. Especially in the main character, like, two main character seats, they are very rare. So whenever an anime brings characters like this with a different type of character personality, a different type of character archetype, I love it. I really love it, and that is why I love this show so much. When I read the manga, I was like, oh, this is something new. We've never seen, like, because I don't remember any anime where there is like a tomboyish character. Is there? The main character I'm talking about. There could be side characters. I know there are a lot of animes with and mangas with side characters, like, where there's like a tomboyish girl or something. But in the main character seat, is there any? I don't remember. I don't remember any of the animes having any character like that. So that is why, as soon as I read this manga, I was like, all right, I love this. I love what they're doing here. And this is like a different type of like experience that we'll have reading this story. And there you go. This is the story, and I really like it. That is the reason why. And whenever, obviously, like, since these two are the main characters, there is a chance of their relationship actually working out together by the end of it, because yeah, like, that's what usually happens. So I'm glad that these two are the main characters. And yeah, and anyways, enough about that. So later on, Misaki realizes that, oh, he's also someone who just looks up to Tomo, but then Jun literally threatens him and says, like, if you say anything, like, you shouldn't say anything to Tomo, remember that. So next day, like, he he kind of talks to Tomo and he says like, oh, like, you know what, June is quite nice, you know. And Tomo's like, oh, you do realize that, don't you? Like, you know, and you see Tomo's so happy because he complimented June, obviously. And yeah, he's just like, yeah, there you go. You know, like, and later on when Tomo says that, oh, you know what, everything's fine, but June never sees me as a girl. Like I said, what I was saying, I'm pretty sure, you know, like Misaki also realized that, and Misaki was probably going to say something like, oh, it's not necessarily he doesn't see you as a girl. It's just that, and here he says, I mean, and as soon as he says that, June comes in, and June is like, oh, senpai, you're having a nice little conversation here. Like, you know, let me mix in. You know, what are you talking about? Obviously, threatening him, low key. Misaki's like, oh, nothing. I was saying nothing. While Tomo is like, oh, they're so good friends. Oh boy. Now next we get to see this section where these two girls, or you know those two girls, I don't remember their names. They're talking about Tomo, and they're like, oh, if she wears a pant, it'll be so good instead of a skirt, you know, a pant. And as soon as they say that, like a Tomo's behind them wearing a pant, and they get flustered. Anyways, they leave, and Tomo and Misuzu start talking. So here Misaki is, you know, telling her that, oh, like, you know, you should go and ask him out. And while Tomo's like, I always get embarrassed. So Misaki says like, all right, you know what, you know, you should actually try to hurry up, because if you keep going on like this, someone might, you know, like actually become Tomo's, like, you know, like Tomo might start, not Tomo, sorry, June might start going out with someone, so you better hurry. And she says like, go out with him. And Tomo tells like, you know, Misuzu about the places that she goes is just bowling alleys or batting centers and all that. So Misuzu's like, oh, I'm always mixing up Misaki and Misuzu. Misuzu is like, nope, not there, go to a karaoke or some place like that. So so Tomo's like, obviously June is not going to, you know, like, if I invite him to a place like that, he's not going to go there. So Misuzu says that just tell him and see how he'll react. He'll just start wagging his tail and come to you. And that's exactly what he does, you know, as soon as she says that, oh, like, you know, June, like, should we go out together somewhere? Now here's another thing I need to talk about. Since Tomo is always embarrassed to call him out somewhere and, like, you know, go out with him somewhere, this is why they probably have not hung out for a long time. And that is exactly why when Tomo said this, Jun just jumped up and he was like, yeah, sure, wherever, or which time, when, which place, you know, he was just ready then and there. So that is the thing, you know, like he like, it's been a long time he never hung out with her. And that is why, since she was able to gather up her courage to call him out, you know, he was just ready for it. And that, obviously, like, it's plain deduction, you know, like Mrs. knew what was going to happen, and that is why she said that, yeah, you just tell him, you know, he's going to jump up and down and just go wherever you tell him to go. Like, that's how it's going to happen. And that's exactly what happens. Okay, now after that, I love the fact, and this is why I said that I love Carol so much. The random dumb stuff that she says with that smile in her face, and that, like, you know, that blank stare is just so hilarious. She just suddenly pops out of nowhere and she's like, oh, it's a date, can I go too? And when they you just look at this scene, you know, that is why I said I really love Carol. You just look at this scene and just see when, like, you know, she says that, and when Tomo and Misuzu just put up their hands to hit her, and she's like this, and she's like, oh, I'm just kidding. Let's look at her face here. Look at the smile and that little, like, you know, like little blush that is, you know, here, and the way she's kind of holding her head. That is so cute. Oh my god, I just love the expressions she make, and the, you know, very like stoic way she talks about everything with a like and she's like Tomo said, she's literally cotton candy. Like that's her personality, like she has a cotton candy personality, always floating around. Oh my god, I love the expressions she make, and the next scene as well. Like when Misuzu grabs her face like this, the face she's making. Just look at her. Oh boy. Okay. Now they're like, all right. Misuzu's like, all right. We're going to go to buy some clothes. Always have some boy clothes. Wear some boys' clothes. So yeah, we're going to go shopping, and they go. And here, like Carol and Misuzu are talking about what to wear, and they're both discussing. And Carol at first is like, oh, why shouldn't we go for completely girly clothes? But Misuzu did a proper deduction here. She's like, no, that'll be counterproductive because she's not going to be able to enjoy the date normally. If she wears something like that, she'll be restless, and June will probably just freak out and run away. Well, I can't envision that happening. I can see that actually happening. I was like, yeah, that is true, that might happen. So there you go. That is why Mrs. is like, all right, what we do is we go for a boyish style, but at the same time it'll be girly. Like at the first glance you won't be able to realize, but then when you go closer you'll be able to realize it's kind of has its girly parts. So that's the type of dress that she should wear. So she would also be comfortable with it. So will be Jun. Oh boy, that's so funny that they are both choosing clothes for her so that both Tomo and Jun can be comfortable with each other. That is so funny. Like, my god. Wow. Literally taking care of these two's love life. Like that's basically what's going on here. Anyways, yeah, they shop, they buy some clothes for Tomo, and I love how here Tomo was like, oh, thank you guys, I cannot see you so much, and they're like, oh, it's fine, we're friends, aren't we? And then they're like, but you know what, you can repay us by telling us everything in details what happened after the date. And she's like, yeah, all right, fine. Okay, now next scene we see Tomo is ready, and I'll be honest, yeah, it is true, Misuzu brought like a perfect dress for her. It's not too girly, not too boyish, it's like in the like a very middle-ish part, it's like strikes the balance pretty nicely. So there you go. I love how June kind of stares at her for a moment, just completely blanks out, and Tomo's like, wait, what's wrong? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, we should go. And the first place they go is the batting center, and this part was kind of funny because when Jun was like, oh, I'm doing 160 kilometers per hour, and Tomo's like, oh, I'm probably won't be able to hit it that far since I used to do 120. And she sees that she can easily hit it. Same with the bowling alley where Jun is like, oh, I'm doing what, 16 kilos? No, 16 pounds. He's like, oh, I'm doing 16 pounds now. And Tomo's like, oh, I used to do 12 pounds. I might not be able to do it. But then she does the 16 pounds normally. So all this is going on, and Tomo's like, wait a minute, everything is going just like it usually goes. So this is nothing different. Like, I need to start changing things up. So here is the part which I was also very surprised with, because when Tomo was like, oh, Jun, should we go to the karaoke, just tells her. And I was like, obviously Jun probably would be like, what, karaoke, why, or something like that she would say. Like, I knew that he would go with her ultimately, but I thought he would at least at the beginning say something like this, like, oh, why the karaoke? But would be something like what, you never go to the karaoke, why suddenly? Like, at least ask her about it, or something like that he would say. I was surprised at the fact that the first thing, as soon as she said that, he agreed to it. That was the part I was surprised with, and it makes sense in the later portion. What he says is that they're here to have fun. It doesn't matter what they do. Whatever the other person feels fun it is, yeah, they should both have fun doing it. That's the main point of it. It's not the places that you go, it's just that you're having fun. And since Tomo told him about it, he was like, yeah, sure, why not? Because she wants to go there. So there you go. Now, anyways, so they're in the karaoke booth. I love how Tomo is so uncomfortable. She did not think he would just say yes at the drop of a hat. And that's why she's like actually very, like uncomfortable. Like, it's something, sometimes it happens like this. Like, you tell someone about something, expecting them to reject it, but they are like, yeah, sure, why not? And then you're completely awkward. You're like, wait a minute. I did not expect they would agree to it this quickly. Now I'm awkward because I don't know what to do. I wasn't ready for this. You're in that weird position because you thought they would reject it, but they suddenly said yes. That kind of situation. Oh boy, it's like a weird feeling. You're happy that they said yes, but at the same time you're uncomfortable because you're not expecting this to happen this quickly, and that's why you don't know what to do. Like, it's a mixture of a happy and an awkward feeling. That was what was going on. Anyways, so here they start singing, and Tomo asks him like, wait, why did you say yes that quickly? So like I said here, Jun explains. Jun says like, at the beginning you used to drag me around everywhere. I was not comfortable with it at all, but then I started having fun. So it makes sense. So this is what actually happened. Jun started liking all of this because Tomo brought him into all of this, and now he genuinely enjoys it. And that is why he says that, yeah, like the main thing here is to have fun. It's not the places where we go or how we spend our time. It's just if we have fun doing anything. So when you said karaoke, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So and Tomo is also like, yeah, Jun just came here to have fun, and I'm just thinking about these unnecessary things, just overcomplicating things. And she's like, all right, you know what? I'm also going to have fun. So she's like, I'm going to sing. And I actually thought she'd be either very good at singing or be very bad. I did not expect her to just normally sing. And Jun is just blankly staring at her because she's singing like a children's song. And then in the end, she starts laughing. Oh, he also like snaps a little video, of it, records it. And later on, that's how they spend their time. And later on, she comes to Mrs. and reports to her like, this is what happened. And this part is so funny because Tomo is like, oh, like, you know what he did? He just kept laughing, and he also recorded a video of me, like doing that. And Mitsuzu, okay, this part, when she says that, immediately, Mitsuzu stands up, and she's like, yeah, like it sounds fun. Carol says it sounds fun, and she says, I'm not so sure. Sounds like the wrong way to have fun to me. Immediately stands up, little by little starts walking out of the class. I was like, yep, as soon as they heard that Tomo Jun recorded a video of it, they immediately stood up and decided to go to Jun. And that's exactly what they do. They go to Jun, and they're like, show us the video. Tomo starts running, comes here, and she's like, you guys, stop it, delete the video. But obviously Jun has the video with him, and in the end he says that, oh, there's something different about her in this video. Oh boy. And that's where it ended. Another really cute episode. They went out together, and had a nice time. And there you go. So yeah. Oh, and the whole situation about Misuzu and Jun dating, that part also got cleared up. And like Misuzu told that to Tomo, so everything is fine. So yeah, there you go, a cute episode. And so we see how Tomo and Jun become kind of like used to each other a little bit more. Tomo asks Jun out after a very long time, after Misuzu said that, yeah, you definitely should ask him out now, otherwise he's just going to start hanging out with others. So yeah, even though she feels embarrassed doing that, she decided to go with it, and they both had fun, which is all that matters. All that matters is that you had fun. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. This was my reaction to episode number 3 of Tomo-chan is a girl. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And yeah, that's it. That is my reaction to this episode. So I'll be back next week with another episode reaction. And yeah, see you guys then. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.